Hi, and welcome to Eastside Living with Kristen Reese. Today I have with me Meredith Bogus from MB Life Coach. Super excited to talk to you today.
Yeah, I am too. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, well, tell me a little bit about your business.
Well, in 2017, I became a certified life coach. And I actually did it just to become like a better human. It wasn't for any financial gain. I did not start my practice at that time. It was more, I was doing recruiting, working with candidates who were making, really big life decisions, moving across country, taking a new job, etc., and making those decisions in a very short time period. And it basically what I was doing is career coaching. And so I decided to get my certification. I did not start actually officially life coaching until 2020. I have an incredible group of a small group of women that were all like empowered, strong women. And through conversations, Zoom chats and COVID, we all were working on ways to lift each other up. And one of the ways that they thought I should be, kind of living to my fullest is actually starting a business and doing life coaching and taking money. That was the hardest part for me.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So that's where it kind of all started, October 2020.
That's fantastic. So what surprised you the most about starting your own business to the point where you're actually taking money?
Yeah. Well, for me, creating equity and having access for everybody. Life coaching is not therapy. It's just someone to provide perspective and to help you and support you through decisions in your life. And so I wanted that to be available to everybody, hence having the difficulty of taking money. So I charge a pretty small amount, but I do 30-minute sessions over Zoom. So I've worked with clients in China all the way to, everywhere, New York, Redmond, California. So it makes it not only accessible, but and a fairly equitable process because I have coached students all the way through execs.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. That's fantastic. So what would you say you want people to say about you and your business? If I was talking to a friend and I said, Meredith, she's great. What would you want them to remember about you and your business?
Oh, I love that. I think just that I'm an approachable person, that I see the good in situations. I'm looking for the good, and that I'm someone that can help you and provide just a different viewpoint on what you're going through and that you're not alone. We all, need support in our lives. And sometimes we have friends and family that can do that. And sometimes we need kind of an unbiased person that doesn't know all of our business, just to kind of get us over a hump or get us through something. And sometimes it's just topics like better time management, how to balance kids, as I'm a full-time working mama. So how to balance that along with all of that, and so, but ultimately I just want people to see me as a reliable resource in their life that they can come to and know that I will be authentic and show up for them.
Great. I really like that.
Thank you.
And you do it out of your home over Zoom, you mentioned earlier. So, and you live in Kirkland, right?
I do.
Yeah. Yes. And so what made you guys move to Kirkland?
Let's see. Well, I grew up in Kirkland. I was born in New York, but we moved here when I was very little. So I consider myself a native. I think I was 3 or 4. So, and I am fortunate enough to have been able to move back to Kirkland after schooling and life and whatnot. So my husband and I purchased this house in 2007. So we've been here, and our kids have gone through the schools, and one just graduated university, and the other one's at Finn Hill Middle right here in Kirkland. So I love this community. I love the people. I've done a ton of volunteer work in the community as well. So this business, along with my other project I'm working on, is really kind of a culmination of that. Just being, reaching out. So.
Yeah, and your volunteer work is where we originally met.
Yes, it is.
Kids went to grow together. Yeah. And did you go to Finn Hill and Juanita High School?
I was in Kirkland, so I went to at the time Kirkland Junior. Okay. So I called Kirkland Middle and Lake Washington High School.
Lake Washington. Okay.
So the rival of Juanita, of course.
And what are your favorite places to go around here?
Oh, I love that. So for me, probably the beach. I think the thing that surprises people that don't live in our area is to realize we actually have sand. And I say that, I'm like, we have sand.
That's true.
You know, so when we get those sunny days, you will often find me at, you know, O'Denny or
that's one of my favorites.
Juanita Beach, the markets. I just like being outside. I'm not necessarily a hiker or things like that, but I love being outside, and it's just so gorgeous. And then there's just certain things about the area. So if you're in the right spot, getting on the freeway at 128th and you see Mount Rainier, or, you know, I just don't tire of this area. We're very fortunate to live here. Yeah. And my husband and I, we're thankful every day. Like, it doesn't go unnoticed.
Yeah. That's good. It's true. I agree. You know, even with the weather, sometimes you get tired of it, but it's just so beautiful all the time.
And it makes you appreciate when it is sunny. I think Seattle folks or Kirkland folks really, like, I don't know, appreciate the sunny days even more.
Yeah. Absolutely. Do you have any favorite restaurants around here?
Well, I'll shout out La Corona.
Oh, yes, La Corona, of course.
Obviously. Let's see. Favorite restaurants in Kirkland or surrounding areas?
Kirkland and surrounding.
So we love Tipsy Cow. I love Amaro's and Bothell.
Tipsy Cow?
Tipsy Cow's in Woodinville.
Okay, yeah.
Also in Redmond. So it's still east side.
Yeah.
I love Amaro's. That's my date night restaurant. Yeah. And that's in Bothell. I love Stack 571 in Totem Lake Village. I just love the Totem Lake Village area.
Oh, I know. They've done such a great job in Totem Lake. We love going down there.
We just discovered the little park. I never really knew there was a lake. I think it's more of a pond, but there's a lake. Yeah, by the new playground near,
for real,
kind of to the right of Totem Lake Village. For real.
Oh my gosh, I need to check that out. I did not know. Totem Lake, who knew, right?
I've always heard that it was like a lake, or I wouldn't really call it a lake.
Body of water.
But it's a body of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. I'll have to check that. This is the best thing, because I learned so many things about places I've lived for like 10 years. So before we get into how to contact you, what's your most memorable customer experience?
Oh, I love that. I have two. Can I share two?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so for my life coach business, I coached a student, a former student. So he was a new grad. He had a great job, and I was coaching him through kind of cross-country move, and also his girlfriend was in residency, like for like hospital. Like
a doctor or something. Yeah.
And so he's moving to a new place where he doesn't have community, and they don't have community, but she's working 80 hours a week. So we spent maybe 4 or 5 months meeting regularly, just kind of working through that transition. And he was so open and so kind and so vulnerable with his feelings and where he was going. And he did a great job with the transition of not just supporting her, but also lining up a life for himself. Right. And so ultimately, actually, a year later, they're now back in California. So everything kind of happens for a reason, and it's just fun. And we met one other time because he's like, "Can we meet? Can we do another session, like a check-in session almost?" And I was just really proud of him because he had a lot of like family responsibilities or weight of that. Yeah. Where like his parents ran like a restaurant business, and there was a lot of the weight of feeling like you have to help and be there, and how can he move across country and not help? So it was really meaningful work, and it went well. The other person, or I won't highlight the person, but the other experiences, I'm coaching what I consider an executive at this point in their career. And it's a lot about time management and balance. And not working 70 hours a week.
Boundaries,
yes. And so we've been working, we've probably had 40 sessions maybe, but we've, over the past couple of years, she was one of my first clients, and we still meet to this day. In fact, we're meeting this afternoon. And so it just to see, the progress and to coach her through. She had a sabbatical during that time. She's had life changes. She's had dogs that she's rescued. And, there's just a lot of life. And every day we all have it, of course. Yeah. But just having like a buddy or a support person or a life coach, work through some of those decisions and choices that you have to make. Yeah. And also helping to find balance and remembering self-care has been really rewarding.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's such a great story.
Yeah.
Story. And then Remind, you added another element to your business, didn't you?
I did.
Tell us about that.
I'm so excited. So this year, I discovered through COVID, I had quite a passion around organizing, and it started with closets. So helping my sister actually in Texas rework her closet. And, she would spend an hour every morning stressed and sometimes tears and nothing fits. And, and then she feels overweight and, all the things. And we actually worked on her closet in December, and I don't want to overdo it, but it was like life-changing for her. Wow. Every morning she walks in and everything in there fits. Everything. There's not anything that doesn't. And so the joy of that is it changes her whole day. It sets a tone. So that
I can imagine. That gives me chills, because it's, for those of you that go through that, that's such a great, it would be life-changing. Absolutely.
You don't really realize the weight that your stuff, that clutter or stuff has on your life until you get rid of it, and then you get it. Yeah. So anyway, I decided through a few other experimental kind of processes, I decided to get my certification in professional organizing. And so I am now a certified professional organizer, and I have exactly one client, hoping to build more. Yeah. I've been working with her since, with their family since February though. And, most every weekend, for several hours. And it's been so incredible to see the change of just, helping. I definitely use my life coaching skills to help through those hundreds or thousands, but hundreds of decisions. Yeah. Because some of us, it's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of things. Maybe it got passed down from a family member, or you bought it on a trip, or you just spent a lot of money on it, and maybe you think you can sell it, so you're placing kind of value on things that maybe is only for you. Yeah. And so helping my client kind of work through that. Mm-hmm. And we actually, got things so organized. She was able to have a guest visitor in her home, and that's great. So they, and then working with her and her husband and all the kids, everybody. It's kind of a family. It can be kind of a family project. I'm happy to work one-on-one, but you kind of want everybody to be on board. Yeah. At least supportive. Yes. So it brings me so much joy. I think it probably benefits her and her home and the way her home runs. But for me,
you just lit up when you told the story.
I get way more out of it, because that ability to make an impact in someone's life is just what we're here for, right? Absolutely. Yeah. And I get to do that through some skills I have. And I love that. I feel very lucky. Yeah. Oh,
that's fantastic. Yeah. Yay. So before we say goodbye, why don't you tell the camera how we get in touch with you, how much your services are, and the best way to contact you.
Love that. So my website is mblifecoach.com. My email address is meredith@mblifecoach.com. But if you go to my website and you fill out the form, it'll automatically email me. So no problem. My life coaching services, it's a Zoom session, and it's $30 for half hour. And then for my professional organizing, and actually I love the decluttering process. The more cluttered your house is, the better. Please contact me. It's literally what brings me joy. But for the decluttering / organizing, it's $60 for an hour. So $30 for half hour for life coach, and $60 for a full hour of decluttering.
Perfect. And we can contact you on your website for both services, even though you haven't quite put that up yet.
Absolutely.
But by the time people are watching this, it'll be up.
Yes, it will. mblifecoach.com.
Great. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been great.